For my multimedia exchange last week, I chose to do Forrest Gump, and the person I'm choosing to compare and contrast him to is Judy Hyman from the Crip camp. And the ways I think that they're alike, I think that Judy and Forrest both are very determined and stand up for what is right. For example, Forrest, after being told multiple times not to go back in to the forest where his men were being bombed and attacked to rescue them, he still did, despite like the wishes of everybody. And then Judy, she sits in a government building to make sure that the Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act got signed. She had multiple people with disabilities come and protest with her. It just shows that they were both resilient and didn't care what other people thought, and they stood up for what they knew was right. And then the ways that they're different, like obviously Forrest was more of an able-bodied individual. He was able to help people physically by pulling them out of the forest. However, Judy did more with her words and her experiences rather than actually helping out physically. One of the most surprising things when I was watching the Crip camp would probably be whenever the cabins at the camp had a crabs outbreak, or at least that's kind of what I pieced together when they had all this stuff laid out and they were washing everything, is they just kept kind of mentioning it. And then Denise, I think that's her name, she had an affair with the bus driver and she had gotten gonorrhea. It's just not something that I would think about in my day-to-day life, but it is something that surprised me and was unexpected. In the last 50 years, I would say that the United States has improved to help people with disabilities in the way that it's accessible for like people with physical disabilities, such as being in a wheelchair. Like the sidewalks are wheelchair accessible now. Every building has to be wheelchair accessible. Buses have ramps. There's cars that can be modified to assist someone in a wheelchair. There's been a lot of things to help people with physical disabilities. However, I do think that people that are blind and deaf need more accessibility. For example, there's not a lot of Braille. Like on some bathroom signs, there's Braille, but I don't see it a lot in my just everyday life. I think that could be better. And then I also think that people that are deaf have a hard time just because there's not a lot of it's hard for them to communicate sometimes, and like sometimes they have to use like Google Translate and stuff. But I think there could be a better way to implement this, maybe such as like a device that could help them communicate rather than just having to use like Google Translate. I think the main lesson that I took away from the Crip camp that I can use and apply to my teaching profession and also apply to general life is that these are just regular people just like me and you. They might look a little different, they might act a little different, but that we all have the same desires. We all have the same wants and needs in life. We all want to feel love. We all want to feel cared about. And that's all that really matters at the end of the day. And that's really what this movie showed me, is just, it doesn't matter where you come from, what you look like. As long as you're around people you love and people you care about and people that care about you is the only thing that matters at the end of the day. And love is everything. We all know nothing. It's just, it really showed that what love and like caring can do for each other. Like these people didn't know each other prior to the camp, and then they became the best of friends at this camp, and then you go on to live their lives together for many years to try to change what they know is right and what they deserve. And I just think that's like touching. Like I have goosebumps thinking about it, and it's just amazing that they were able to like capture this on film. And like it was a really eye-opening experience to think that like they're just everybody's all the same at the end of the day. We all want the same things and need the same things.